All right, we're good. So welcome to everybody for this Engage session. Coming to you from Pattaya, Thailand. I'm here at a internet workshop that David Kavanagh, an old friend, is running. And the reason I'm here is it's got me intrigued as to how much you can. It goes over 6 days, so it's a 6-day seminar. And basically the idea is to get people up and running and started on their business in the 6 days. And it's been fascinating to observe. And I've done a couple of presentations and helped out, but I'm really excited about the concept of potentially, doing the recipe live. So people bring their laptops in and they come in. And the interesting thing about Thailand as a place, it's equal opportunity air flight. It's basically 10 hours from anywhere on the planet. So it's something that I'm definitely considering for the future. Because I think it looks like we're 2 days in, but it looks the people are. In fact, I've learned something which you guys are going to love, like a completely new way to do the Winter Haven method technically. So you won't even need to get ClickFunnels or anything like that, and it just works better. So I'm very excited to bring that to you. So that's one thing that I've learned through this particular workshop. I know it's still using email and all that sort of stuff, but just a far superior way to do it without having to do an autoresponder and all sorts of things. It's quite amazing. So I won't explain it to you now, but I will show you all. We'll do a special training session when I get back and show you guys it, because it's just fantastic. And it means I'm going to have to reshoot a whole bunch of videos for your first dollar, but it's a much better process. So really excited about that. So let's get our Engage session on. So it's been fun, and it's fun, working in a room together and sort of getting people to drill each other. So setting up accounts for other people and setting up domain names and getting the websites built and just the opt-in pages and getting everything done in the actual room. It was fair because the internet's so good here. Like I say, hotel internet, we'll see how we go. But the conference internet is very good. So there we have it. That's what I've been up to. So let's get working. All right. So this is an opportunity for a lot of you to take advantage of this special Euro Oz time slot. So let's get into it. And first of all, I'd love to hear what your wins are since the last session. So if you can put a W and a colon and put those in the chat, that would be awesome. It would be fantastic. Somebody asked about my glasses. These are reading glasses. I'm actually got the contacts on because I'm using sunglasses a lot while I'm here. So I'm using the contacts, and so I've got these are my Harry Potter reading glasses, or Ed Dale meets Where's Wally, as my daughter says. So let's have a look. Wins. It's 9 p.m. here. Yay. I got to help friends and family with a range of things this week. Stuff that I've learned from the business building. Stuff from an area of passion, health and wellness. Plus sold a couple of bespoke handmade leather-bound journals. Nice. Been nice to focus on others instead of me. Got 4 leads from a Facebook ad. Yes. Great stuff, Alex. Jochen had excellent ski holidays. Brilliant. Very different weather, I'm sure, from here. We're really making progress on the self-care stuff. Earlier bedtime, have started a new daily stretching routine. 4 days in, feeling good. It makes such a difference. I was talking at dinner here yesterday about how important, if you're trying to make any personal change, it's only environment, energy levels, and the time that you spend. Are the only 3 things that you can do. So fantastic. What else do we did a Facebook Live telling my story. 5 people have put their hand up for a strategy session. 1 booked so far. That is fantastic, Simon. Really making. We got Dan's there. Max finally decided on 2 markets to test. Excellent. Did 8 tickets last week and got the layout for the 6-day, 6-week course done. Fantastic, Brian. Managed to find my previous Facebook ads, which seemed to have disappeared with business Facebook changeover. Phew. There you go. That is excellent. Brilliant. So that was your wins. Fantastic. Let's have a look at what were your lessons? What did you learn during the week. Do that with an L and a colon. Like I said, one of the things I learned is just a fantastic innovation on the technical side on the Winterhaven, just how to really do that in a really super professional way without having to go and get autoresponders and all of those sorts of things, and make it really a hell of a lot easier. So I'm very excited to bring that back to you all. And also I'm loving the the doing this stuff live, doing it in a workshop format. So, if we could plan far enough ahead so people could, you could make it a tax deductible holiday. So you could stay and you could do holiday and do that with, do it in combination with some study and getting business set up and things like that. So it's been very exciting to research all of that. So I've enjoyed that. Alex says, first sentence of Facebook ad will drive quality leads. Yeah, there's a lot. It's funny you say that. Typically we say the headline is the most important thing in most copy and all those sorts of things. With the Facebook ad, it's actually that sentence. It's the headline because the headline appears actually below the photo. It's that sentence copy, which is really important. So that's a great discovery. Having a positive mindset lets a lot of things happen. Hide my phone each day when I get home to be more productive. There's actually a lot of science to show that if you put your phone completely if you've got your phone in sight, it will be that much harder to get into flow. It's actually a really big deal. It makes a really super big difference. So that is a really good good idea. That's what we've turned our because our daughter's doing her final year of secondary school. So Hannah and we've turned the lounge into what I've called the study room, implementing what we've been learning on environment. And part of the rules of the study room is not to take her phone and iPad into the study room. So it can become a place where the environmental factors are really positive. So she could purely focus on the study. Or that's the theory. Okay, lots of stuff in here. Let's have a look. Positive mindset lets a lot of things happen. Sure does. New technique for Kanban retrospectives. Fantastic, Max. Tickets and time are so important for me to stay on track. Oh, yes. I'm introducing people here to the wonders of Kanban, and they're realizing for the first time that, wow, I can see why I love planners and to-do lists, but I never keep going with them. So that's been fun to talk to new people about that. Strip back the slides in a presentation to keep people waiting to hear the information you want to share instead of them reading ahead. Yes, big one. David does that very well here. I saw that. I'm struggling to start my CFTs, but there's magic in the phrase, okay, Google, set a timer for 50 minutes, and suddenly my mind goes, okay, I'll focus now. Very good point. It's actually, we haven't talked about it a lot in the Academy, but rituals is a real, so much of our stuff, so much of the things that we do, it's effectively in algorithms. This thing happens to you, and then it causes this set of reactions in your brain, which causes this set of things to happen. It's an unconscious algorithm. It's a step-by-step thing. So you can use that to your advantage by getting in stuff like, you can do things like, a ritual to get you in the mood to do the CFT, and just using that and just saying that phrase is a fantastic way to do that. And that is brilliant. So that is really, really good stuff. So, all right. With that, we're in the needs session of our course today. So is there anything I can help you with in our special European and Oz session? So if you look at needs, if there's people, we've got another lesson coming through too. Solving a problem can often open up or reveal another problem to solve, keeps conversation interest going. Very good point. When you look at, you look at things like, when you're doing your tickets and you're following the recipe, for example, just understanding that, okay, well, that leads to another thing. But if you put it on a ticket, it quantifies it, and you can then use the certainty principle for you to be able to figure out what makes that certain, and so on. All right, so we've got our first need come up here. We've got Sally Cotton, so let's bring Sally on. And let's see how we go. So far, so good with the old internet, which is great. Hey, Sally.
Hi, Ed.
How you going?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Great. What I was hoping to get some insights or some ideas from you
Mm.
is when I listen to a lot of your comments or your training, you often talk about the different Colby, so the high fact finder, the high quick
Mhm.
start.
Mhm.
Now I'm a 7373
Mhm.
on my Colby.
Yep.
I know there's a few of the people in here that are similar.
Mhm.
So I know from looking at from listening to the Colby stuff that I lead with my high fact find,
Mhm.
but I also have that high quick start as well.
Mhm.
And one of the things I noticed, and I listened to the Colby
The audio.
recording on
Yes.
that,
Yep.
and she said that you're never going to finish anything, which is slightly disconcerting. And
Yes.
I'm wondering if you work specifically with people who are 7-3, are that type of have that
Yeah.
type of Colby,
Mhm.
and what ideas or where you would direct them. I mean,
Mhm.
just so because I can't afford to outsource everything
Mhm.
at the moment. So, because
Yep.
that's what she's saying. She's saying you'd be great if you're great with the getting all the facts together and learning everything,
Yep.
and you're great at managing and getting other people to do it for you, but
Mhm.
you're not good at implementing.
Mhm.
So ideally get other people to do it. Well, I'm not really in that situation where I can do that because I'm working on my own, and she said work
Mhm.
with other people.
Mhm.
So I just wondered what your thoughts were on it, what
Yeah.
ideas you could give me.
Yeah, well, there are very, very successful. First of all, there are very, very successful entrepreneurs with that type of profile. But like all profiles, it has its positives and it has its challenges. But it's all good, right? But you have to take that into account. So the very first question I've got to ask though is how many hours do you have? How many CFTs? Oops, tap tap. See how many CFTs do you have per week?
Yeah, well, at the moment, because I'm between work, I have a lot more. So I'm averaging about 13, 12 or
Okay,
13 at the moment.
great. And so, what are you working on at the moment? What's your project?
So it's so I am doing some affiliate marketing. So the one part is doing some of that, but also
Mhm.
my other project is building up, going back into getting coaching clients in.
Mhm.
So I'm probably splitting between the two. And that's the other thing she said, you do like to have a few things on the go at once.
Yep. Mhm. She didn't say that was necessarily a good thing, but that was
Well, she did say that you will, and
yeah,
she did
yeah,
actually say that you probably do need to have a few things going at once because otherwise you
yeah.
just get bored,
Mhm.
which sounds about right for me.
Yep. So, okay, so you've got an affiliate marketing project, and then it's coaching, and it's the sales, right? Coaching into
Yeah,
sales. That what?
yeah, yeah. That was the market I was focusing
Yeah.
on before.
And
Yeah.
so, and who? What type of sales? Who are you trying to target there? And where are you at with the
Well,
coaching?
probably field sales, so people out
Field
selling,
sales.
not mainly really because that's. But I mean, my background is pharmaceutical, but pharmaceuticals are very specific depending what country you're in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so pharma is one. Okay, great. So where are you specifically with this side of things?
So with the sales side,
Yes, sales side, yes.
yeah. So with that, I was about to restart up my Facebook advertising campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got the ad, and I just need to, because the ClickBank funnel was originally built on a .co.uk page, and you highlighted that might be the problem why wasn't getting the level of response. So I've got a .com domain, so I need to transfer all that over.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my next step before I can
Right. And
start.
so you're running a Facebook ad, which is targeting who?
Well, I'll have to relook at it because it was a while ago I did it, but it was targeting anybody in sales.
Right.
And
Okay.
I
So you're
want the
about to
men, I want
run
the women.
and have you got your Sage document or Sage videos or Sage
Yeah, I
something?
can. Yeah, I've got the Sage document
Yeah.
from
Great.
before.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic. Okay. And what's the coaching offer that you are going to offer them?
So I hadn't made a decision on that, which
Mm-hmm.
is my usual thing, because normally I decide when I'm forced to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a bit the quick start, I think. So yeah, I think it'll probably be one-on-one coaching at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, ideally, eventually to get into group coaching, but to start with, it'd be one-on-one.
Okay.
Would be easier.
And so what roadmap are you going to use for getting coaching clients?
Well, I've got. I've been doing enrolment calls for somebody else as a side contract before. So I'm fine doing enrolment calls.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool.
And I've got Taki Moore's Millionaire Coach book as well. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. So you've got so that's potentially like triage and strategy. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so given that you've got 13 CFTs over the course of the next week, you should be at the point where you're running and getting leads.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Is there anything that concerns you with that side of things?
Not in terms of what to do. It's just the actual not getting distracted. I mean, I probably half that because I am doing the other campaign, the other thing. But even if I had 6 or 7,
yeah, that's right. Even if you had 4 CFTs,
yeah,
running.
No, I think what I have a tendency to do is when things start to get I find something a little bit challenging, I go off into the high fact finding. So I go off on a bit of a 10 hour info finding.
Yes, but is there anything, I can't see why you would do that here. You're completely the one thing that you don't know actually is who you're going to target.
Well, I'd look at my old campaign, and I think with my old campaign, I had to just bring in anybody with the title of sales or in the industry sales, because I don't think I got enough.
Okay, cool. So you're going to your first experiment is going to be targeting sales. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just and we'll see how that goes. So that's a 3-day process.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, very good. Okay, so there's nothing that you don't understand with that. You've got 4 CFTs and I just cut what you said. You have 4 CFTs to execute that. There's nothing that you don't know there. You've done the process effectively before. You've got your roadmaps for enrollment.
Yeah.
Right? Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, got that. What about this affiliate marketing thing? What's that?
Okay, so I'm working with a coach on that separately, so that will be fine. Yeah. So he should be giving me the steps to do on that.
Right. Okay.
Do you know what's interesting? I think I rather than try and find out so much, I need to limit myself in terms of my researching and then go to the asking people.
Well, there's nothing to research on the coaching sales side, is there?
No. That's true. I
don't see where you could research anything there at this point in time. You've just got to execute, and you've got 4 hours, and you've got the time, so there's no reason not to do it.
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah. No, not logically. There ever is.
Like, what? No, seriously. What could possibly distract you from that? What could possibly happen this week, and the rest of the week, to stop you from executing on that?
The most likely thing that would happen with me would be me changing my mind about going after the sales market.
Well, you're offering sales coaching to...
not specifically sales coaching. I'm offering mindset coaching or sort of a bit spiritual-based coaching.
No, well, sorry.
It's not specifically sales skills.
I'm confused.
So what I teach is more about people understanding what's behind their experience and their performance.
Yes.
So it could apply to anybody. So it doesn't have to be salespeople. It's just my background sales.
Your background sales, so you can speak the language.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Right. Yeah. And so you're going to use sales again. Okay. So again, is there any reason not to do so? Why would you change your mind without actually experimenting?
Why? only because I think, or maybe that is a psychological thing. It's more me going, oh, maybe this isn't the right thing I want to get stuck in doing, or it's that
But
thing that goes on.
I can't understand why you could possibly do that in the next 4 50-minute periods, because you can target sales. It'll either work or it won't.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
we don't know that, but at least we'll have tried something. We'll have some data. We'll have actually been in the market. So why would you possibly not execute on that?
I don't really know the reason. No, I don't know why I wouldn't. And that's what I want to get in my head.
Unless this is all a hobby and you're just not really serious about it.
No, because if it was a hobby, I wouldn't keep coming back to it, and I keep coming back to it.
No. If it's a hobby, you would keep coming back to it. I keep coming back to watching The Housewives of Atlanta every single week. I love it. Right, I keep coming back to it. It's great. I enjoy it. It's entertainment. This can be entertainment too. It's fine, no stress, right? Yeah. But just acknowledge it for what it is. It's entertainment. So choice is yours, right? It's either you need to get to the point where you can outsource as quickly as possible. Of course, you've got to start where you are, and it's your call, Sally. I don't mind being your weekly entertainment. That's fine. Unless you execute on these CFTs, then you're obviously doing it for entertainment, and that's cool. But that's the thing. So it's your choice, right? Yeah. You're an adult. You can make the choice. You said you got 13 CFTs. I'm talking about it's a 4 CFT process, maybe 5 if you get stuck with some tech somewhere. So that's the choice. Are you serious about it or not? And I don't mind either way. I really don't. But coming back to it doesn't mean you're serious about it. I come back. I read Magna comics in my anime infused midlife crisis, and I love it. But it's not my job, right? Yeah. And so that's what you got to. That's what you've got to decide. Okay, so that's your task. Okay. You either just execute and do the 4 CFTs, and you can tool around and do whatever you like with you can have as much indecision as you like. You can have 6 CFTs of complete indecision as long as you do the 4.
Yeah.
All right. So good luck with it. And it's totally up to you. Nobody will care, and this is always the sobering thought for me. It's the stoicism part of internet marketing. It's not very sexy, but I told it to everybody here today. Nobody cares. Nobody on this planet will care whether you publish your business or start your business or not. Then nobody's waiting for it. Yeah. Nobody cares about it. So you have to have your own internal desire and so on to do it. So I've asked you the questions that I could possibly ask, which is, what's possibly could stop you from executing on that test? And there is nothing.
No, there isn't anything. No.
So there you go. All right. Well, thanks, Sally. Good luck with it. I look forward to hearing what you're doing. What would be great is if you let us know in the Slack group when you've started your campaign. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Good on you. See you later.
Cheers.
And now, hang on. Let me. Okay, where's it go? There we are. There we go. Thanks, Sally. Okay, let's have a look at our next chef testing. Antoine. Here we go. Let's have a look. Hey, Ed, right now I've figured out that my market is on YouTube watching videos. I'm trying to find a strategy to reach them so I can figure out their problems. You mentioned on Slack that I should create an advertisement for a Sage Doc. I was wondering if you could elaborate on a bit on this. I sure can. Let's bring you up. All right. Hello. Now, mate, how do I pronounce your first name properly?
It's actually Antoine.
Antoine. There we go. I prefer it sound so much more sophisticated if I go Antoine.
Yeah.
So I can
definitely.
Beautiful. Fantastic.
But then all the Australians pronounce it Antoine or like Antoine.
Antoine. Yeah, or Antone or something like that. All right, mate. Fantastic. So this is great because we haven't talked to YouTube a lot, but to me, it's an extraordinary opportunity and thing. So the market's there. Now, here's the thing. You can do exactly the exact techniques. You're absolutely right. You can advertise a Sage document. So they can click on a button and be taken to an opt-in page. So they're watching they're watching.
I just want to double check. What exactly is a Sage document?
Okay, yeah, good question. So Sage is any sort of giveaway. Now, I use the word document, and that's can be misleading because guess what? It can be YouTube, it can be a video, it can be an audio recording. It's something that you give somebody in return for their email address, right? Because no people give you their email address just for nothing. So you could be doing. You could be creating a diet here. The 7 things you must know before you even consider keeping bees and making your own honey. Right, That's something like that, right? Now there's a guide on how to do that in Fundamentals workshop in Slack. Okay, so if you go to the Fundamentals channel, it's there.
Let me have a look right now.
Well, you can have a look while I'm talking.
Yeah.
So we can do. So that's the Sage document. Okay. Now, so what happens is, so people are watching a YouTube ad. There'll be an ad pop up, and it'll have a Learn More button. And when they click on that Learn More button, they go to a good old opt-in page with your whatever it is. Here are the 7 things you must know before you attempt to keep bees and make your own honey. All right. So that's on the brain, because I had to do that as an example at the conference here today.
Wait, are you writing it down?
What's that, sorry?
Wait, is your screen frozen? Because I can't see you writing anything.
I don't. Can people let me know in the chat if it's frozen? But
I still see Sally's stuff.
Don't think so. No, I've moved on from Sally. But it could be the. Can you just let me know in the chat, other people, if you can see?
Maybe it's just me
writing. So we go for an opt-in page. Oh, there you go. So no, it's not you. It's me here. Let me see if I can stop the share for a second, and I'll restart it. And I'm also going to turn off my video because it could be bandwidth. So let's just do that. Yeah, like the art I am creating here is just monumental. So you've got to see. You really have to see this. So hang on. Let's see if this will show up. Just pop up for a second. Sorry about this. Yeah, it has actually frozen. Okay, because so what I'll do is I'll publish the slides onto, like, for anybody who's watching, I will publish these slides into the Slack channel so you can see the drawings. I'll have to verbally explain it because it's frozen, and I don't want to play with anything else because I'll ruin the recording. And I don't want to do that. Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll just try one more time. Yeah, no, it's here. All right. So anyway, point being, right, we have a click button and they go to an opt-in page. So there's only one way of advertising on YouTube that's effective. Okay, there's about 15 different options that they'll give you, and the hardest to find option is the option you want, because what you want, the only thing that works on YouTube is targeting specific videos. So you want to target popular videos in your particular market. So I would be be targeting the absolute most popular in my example, beekeeping videos, right? That are run by the biggest beekeeping influencers. Now there's a service that I use to do this, and it's called V-Roll. Okay. Now let me spell it because it's weird, right? It's VEEROLL.
That's not too hard.
No, it's not too bad.
Before you were going to say there was like an X in there or something.
Yeah, no. So that is it. So we've got VRoll. So I would suggest you go and have a look at that VRoll service, and that'll help. You can type in the keyword. So if I'm looking for I'll type in beekeeping. It'll show me the most active, most recent, most trafficked videos. And then you can, if you decide to use it, you can use their service. Very inexpensive.
I already got a pretty good I think I already got a pretty good idea of like which videos I'll need to target because I pretty much watch the videos and am the market.
Perfect.
So,
great.
Yeah.
So that's great. But you can just do it yourself, or you can use VRoll, right? So you can either use a service like VRoll, or if you know what you're looking for, awesome. So the trick though is, and it's called, I keep changing the name of it to make it hard. So you'll need to double confirm this, okay? But the only ad methodology you want to use, and they'll try every single thing to sell you every other type of ad methodology, but the thing that they're looking at is the individual videos. So you want to be able to choose, and you can do this. They'll also suggest trying the channel, right? No, don't do the channel. Do the individual video. All right.
Okay. So once I've made a targeted ad like towards a specific YouTube video, then I send them to my page. Do I try to get their email, or because people watch YouTube?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
And then will I send them an email like, hey, what's your problems? Something like that.
Well, my specific methodology, and this goes back to the fundamentals workshop, I would recommend once you've got that email, is use the Winter Haven method.
Okay.
All right. So, and there's again, that's a whole topic which you can study at your leisure in the fundamentals section, and that is exactly what I would use to navigate through what are the challenges they're having, what are the opportunities they see. You also will figure out very quickly whether the market will talk to you, because if they won't talk to you, they're certainly not going to buy from you. Right? So you can save yourself a lot of pain and agony. And the great thing about this methodology, right, is it's way cheaper than like the lead cost of getting a lead off YouTube compared to a lead off Facebook or Google itself, the search, is often a factor of 10. Like if it costs you $1 for a lead, it could be just like 10.
That's good.
So that's the thing. Jocken's asking, does VRoll also work for targeting in other languages like German? I don't know. You'll have to go to VRoll and check it out. I've never had to do it, so I haven't looked at it. So that would be that. That's the process. An individual video, you run an ad on the video, and the ad sends it to the opt-in page, and you just do it just as per everything else.
Yeah, that sounds good. Also, I was just wondering, because I'm targeting YouTube videos, like if I made a Sage document, do you think it'll be fine? Because I don't really like being on video. Do you think it'll be fine just to keep my course, like if I end up doing an information course, as all text-based?
Oh, absolutely. Of course. And indeed, actually, what's really interesting is like there are services like VRoll, which will create a video for you from a script that you write.
Oh,
right.
Good.
So it'll be a text-based video, which you can pay somebody to do a voiceover if you don't want to do the voiceover, right? And you can produce videos that way. So you don't have to be on camera if you're not comfortable with it. You can do that and all that sort of stuff. So that's 100% fine.
Well, sweet. Thanks, Ed.
No worries, mate. Good talking to you.
You too. Have a good day.
All right. Speak soon.
Bye.
Okay, there we go. All right, let's have a look here. Who have we got next in here? I think it's Simon is our next one. Nice to hear all the different voices at this time of day. All right, Simon.
Hello, Ed.
Hey, mate, how you going?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Very good, except I'm sad this screen share is not working, but I should be thankful that at the very least we're able to talk, and I'll publish the slides so you can get the full visual power of my
Cool.
presentation.
Cool.
So let's have a look here. We've got two. I have an opportunity to deliver someone else's intro resilience training and possibly to offer my course as part of their offer. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so basically, through a good friend of mine, she referred me on to this coach who she knows who wants someone in the south of England to deliver her resilience training, which is a one-day program. It's a sort of introduction to resilience. And so I had a quick chat with her. She's very interested in me delivering her product. I get paid £330 a day, which that's about a quarter of what I was earning when I was doing corporate work.
Mm-hmm.
But at the moment, I haven't got people knocking on my door. So I'm happy to consider that. And, if I was doing that once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week max, then that would be fine. I wouldn't want to do it any more than that. And I also talked to her about, I said, look, I have delivered my training to like one of the second biggest law firm in the world, and they loved it. The team loved it. And, we basically, when we were doing this a few years ago, were charging £2,000 for one-to-one training, £900 per person, which is a group of 5. So, I said, look, I would have to talk to my business partner if I was going to have a discussion with you about offering it through you and, with your brand. So I just wondered what thoughts you've got about that. I mean, I did think, well, obviously, if I was offering my product, I'd have to renegotiate, what I get, what she gets. If someone else delivers my training, what I would get for that.
So there's a couple of different considerations, right? One is there a potential effect for you to actually get clients from these talks, right? So, if you're giving the talk and you're delivering this program, people may want the opportunity to speak with you post these programs. So that may be one potential thing, right? That's a possibility. The other side of the coin is, it's worth having a look at the business model to see if it's effective for something that you could do potentially down the track as well. I'm a big fan of, if you've got the time, I'm a big fan of, in fact, I was talking about this today, paid to train, right? So using somebody's methodology, they're filling the rooms, right? You're not having to go to console the room. You're delivering their program for them. So you get a feel for the types of people that are coming, the problems that you have, chats at lunch and at morning tea. So you get exposure to the market, you're perfecting your presentation skills, right? So while you're not getting as much as you would for your own clients, but you're effectively you are getting paid to train, and exposure to their business model. You've seen the type. I can only see a lot of upsides for this, and £330 is better than a kick in the head.
Absolutely.
And so I can't see a lot of downsides here.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's my sort of philosophy. And my ultimate goal is to get back to doing business coaching because I really love doing that. I'm working with people with ME, chronic fatigue syndrome at the moment, and I do like the work, but it's it's quite hard work in terms of,
by definition, the market, right?
Yeah,
it's chronic fatigue, right?
Yeah.
So getting people motivated enough to do that's hard going, right?
Yeah, and because they're not working, they're not earning.
Yeah.
So that's.
But resilience training is going to be a huge deal. Right. And it's only going to get bigger, right? Because as the generations, I'm sure you've been following all the Generation Z research, and it's frankly, it's a bit terrifying. And particularly because I've got 3 daughters in exactly that age range, and the resilience issues and the depression and anxiety issues that generation is having is off the charts. And so, resilience training is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So, so while you're getting your own house in order and getting prepared for that, I can't see a downside.
Cool. No, okay, thanks. That's helpful. And any thoughts just in terms of if she does say to me, yeah, I'd be interested in you delivering your product, to my clients. Any just thoughts about what sort of cut I should be aiming for?
Yeah, well, it depends a little bit, but typically, if there are people that have come to like the workshop here who have been sent by other people and they've been paid 50%, right? So they get effectively a 50% JV fee. So it's just straight 50-50.
Yeah.
Because they're providing the people and you're delivering training, you haven't had to do that. So, so unless there's a really, really good reason not to do 50-50, and typically you start to deviate from 50-50 when there's a very, very high service level involved.
Yeah.
Right. So say you've got 12 months of intensive training with that client, then it may be that you start to look at going down to a 30% model. But as a general rule, at 50-50, it's a really good deal for everybody, so that's where I would look at it there. Yeah.
Great. That's very helpful. Thanks, Ed.
Yeah.
And just a very, very quick question about Google Ads. If I can't even remember where I was reading this last week, but someone who does webinars was saying, look, if I'm doing a webinar next Thursday, I might, start the promotion on Monday. So it's quite a small time frame. They still, it's fresh in their minds. So rather than having my £5 a day budget, let's say on Google AdWords, just to start with, should I just concertina that and spend that all in the, Monday to Thursday?
If that's what the stats are telling you, for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
It sort of makes sense given who you're trying to target, doesn't it?
Yeah, no,
it's
absolutely.
about the last thing that you're going to think, particularly for professional services, the last thing you're going to think about on the weekend is that sort of stuff, right? So it's that makes 100% sense to me.
Yeah, cool. All right, lovely.
Good. All right, mate. Thank you very
Ed.
much. No worries. All right, let's go to our next chef testant here. Let's say Saskia, I think, is our next one. This is a good question too. Saskia, there she is. Okay, so Saskia is asking about how can you make it attractive for people to do an interview after seeing a Facebook ad? Why would they participate? Great question. So what part of that is stressing you out there, Saskia?
Hi. I guess it's already stressing me out to reach out and to take action like this because I'm also a overthinker.
Yes. Yeah. So look, to me, and it's a thing, and I think Alex, who I think might be coming up. Is it Alex next? Let's have a look. No. Alex was talking about this, but we've had this come up a couple of times in the Slack group as well. And it's people enjoy helping out other people, particularly in an area where they're passionate about. They love to get their viewpoints and opinions, and maybe you might have to try a couple of different angles, but typically, people, if you say, I'm doing a research project on people who are interested in studying bees and the challenges that they have, would you be interested in spending 20 minutes to have a discussion about that? People do it, and I suppose the thing, when you are a lovely high fact finder like yourself, right? And that's a very powerful thing. We have a lot of fun with high fact finders here in the Academy, but the reality is it's an incredibly powerful thing, particularly when the business gets up and running and it's an incredible gift that you have. The thing is to think about the process of it, Saskia. So just say, my success is running a Facebook ad with and feel free to get help from and now, Saskia, can I ask, are you running the ad in your native language, or are you doing it in English, or what are you targeting this?
So I've done a lot of things for Dutch organizations, but I would like to change now to an international public. So it's actually also my first in addressing them in English.
Okay, good. So we've got, as you can see from tonight's active European audience, right? We've got. This is where you can really get some great help from the squad. So if you're concerned, why don't you pop your ad up in the squad and say, look, this is the text I'm considering using. And then we can give you some feedback about, maybe you want to change this word or this word, right? So that you can get it up and running. But the important thing is, rather than say, well, why would anybody respond? Let's run the ad for 3 days, spend 15 euros doing it, and see what happens. You may be right. Maybe nobody responds to that particular ad. So we'll try there are many, many ways to request interviews to see if people will talk to you in that market. So focus on the key for high fact finders is success for you is not whether people respond to the ads or not, but that you just execute the process correctly. Does that sort of make sense for you, Saskia?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I think I feel really good if I just
and we've got some great Richard Coleman, Franz is in here. We've got some great plenty of Dutch people in the squad, right? They can and something that I noticed the Germans are doing, right? It's great. If you take yourselves off to the side and converse in Dutch or German or whatever language you're using, feel free to do it. It's cool. So so you feel comfortable doing it, and that's where we're here to help. So and if I ever need to get any Dutch language advice, I'll be coming to you guys for certain, because I don't want it sounding like a I don't in the 1970s you used to get these manuals for electronics that were traditionally converted from Japanese to English, and they were just terrible, and we don't want our ads sounding like that. So use the power of the squad and we'll help you out with it.
Okay, thanks. You gave me a good hint in what to do next. Thank you very much.
Follow on the process, and because if the great thing about high fact finders, as soon as I say you win if you follow the process, they go, right, okay, I'll follow the process. So just do that. It doesn't matter about the outcome, because just by executing on that ad, you'll have learned a lot. And then if it doesn't work, no problem. We'll figure out another strategy for you. But let's execute that one first and go from there. So thank you very much, Saskia, for that. Oops, sorry, I accidentally muted you too quickly. My apologies. So hopefully I think I've answered all your questions. Sorry about that, Saskia. Now let's have a look. Okay, so we got that. My favorite, just in case I didn't answer this correctly, Saskia, let me just give this to you too. How do I make it attractive for people to do an interview after seeing a Facebook ad? My favorite angle is the one I mentioned to you, is the research angle. I'm conducting research on the key challenges people have with investigating raising bees to produce their own honey. And that is, and try literally start that people are just keen to help. And why do other squad members help other squad members? Because they know that by helping, it's actually genetic. If you look at the genetics of this, the only reason we survived and indeed dominated and rampaged as a species was our ability to cooperate without cooperate without compensation is the phrase. So that, people just help each other. We couldn't exist in the planet. We wouldn't have been any different from all the other different species if we didn't have this ability to cooperate. And it's in our genes to help each other out, the law of reciprocity, which is fantastic. Okay, let's see if we've got any other questions down here. Jochen has a question about the criteria for which videos to use in terms of minimum views, minimum likes, age, and so on. I typically use the V-roll recommendations, but I'm not too concerned about. I suppose. Rephrase. The thing I'm concerned about is I do like the more recent videos because they're more likely to, because all videos, and you can't see this on the screen, I'm sorry, but if you imagine that classic long tail chart, right, so obviously the most views occur at the start of a video, and then they drop off, but the good videos have a fairly consistent basis of people viewing them, and VRoll will tell you. I know you can't see the drawing, but I'll show you I'll show you that. So that's the thing. It's about testing, and the great thing about VRoll, because I have no association with VRoll. I do know the founder, Gideon, but the thing I like about it is it manages it all within the VRoll system, so it makes it really sort of super easy when I want to do it. But I often see a good YouTube video as a real asset, because there are some videos that just pick up 100, 200 views every single week like clockwork, and if one or two people click on that video into your ad, and that's typically we're looking for a 1% response rate. You talk about the other thing that we're looking at 1% conversion response rates. It's a fantastic way of doing that as well. In terms of how many for one campaign, again, it's more, and it's been about 6 months since I've run a YouTube campaign, and when I've been running YouTube campaigns, it's all been about considering the videos as an asset. So it's a way of, as long as they're getting 100 or 200 views, then I'm going to be able to tell and when I say views, 100 or 200 views a week, then I'm going to be able to get a fairly decent idea of a click-through rate over the course of 7 days. So that's sort of the way that I approach it. Is that Gideon Sholwick? Yes, it is Gideon Sholwick. Correctamundo, Daniel. Very friend of the squad. Which is who that is. So that, to me, YouTube, more than any of the other mediums so far, is about just testing, just running the ad, particularly because the only thing that works consistently on YouTube advertising, it's actually, sorry, I shouldn't rephrase it. Plenty of others work, but for our purposes, quickest and cheapest and safest is the individual video ad. Okay, so that's why I'm such a big fan of it. And so at the end of the day, as long as I'm getting my click-throughs and I'm getting 1% click-throughs and I'm seeing enough people come through, I'm far more interested in, am I getting 1% click-throughs? Because that means my ad's working. And 2, obviously, am I collecting the emails? Am I getting the opt-ins? They're the 2 things that are really important for me to consider. Okay, let's have a look here. Oh, Raki has a question. Let's bring that in. Yeah, so great. Thanks, Jochen. That's great. Let's go. Raki, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi, mate. How you going?
I'm good.
Very good.
I have to come to see you in Pattaya, maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm here till Saturday. Well, Sunday morning, I suppose. So,
Okay,
so if you're
I'll keep you updated. I'll try to. It's a quick flight from here from Phuket, so I'll try.
Yeah, because that's one of the things about Thailand that you don't really realize. I didn't, get appreciation of how long it is. And I mean that by literally, it is a very long country, right? It's a very thin country. You can go from east to west pretty quickly, but north to south, there's a lot of Thailand. It's which is great, but fantastic. So anyway, let's talk to me about a question regarding what content, product, and an update on the recipe. So fire away.
All right. So the last time we had an engaged session, we just talked. You asked me to talk to my to my list that I already have built.
Yeah, you had a list.
I found that, and I found that most of the question were related on how to manage the work. My list are people who want to who already have a business online or work online, but they are not able to scale it. Yeah, because they don't know how to manage the work. So the idea is to come. My sage would be a Kanban. It will be a caravan course.
Well, yes, yeah. I was only speaking to a client this morning of a growing digital services agency, and their things are starting to fall through the cracks now, right? Because it's complex. It's getting more complex, and the owner can't possibly be across everything. So we're actually talking about implementing Scrum in that particular organisation. So that's a thing. So yeah. So okay. So the issue is how to manage the work is a big issue. That's great. Okay. So then what's the question
product,
after that?
Yeah, the product it's going to be my consultancy. So I'll be consulting them on their business. And
Yep.
I already had my first client actually.
Great.
At $1,250.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but my question is about really with all this, because I have a small list, etc. I was able to do this. But the other thing is to increase my list and having and building my personal brand. I'm not the type of person who able to produce content every day, recording myself, doing stories on Instagram and stuff.
Content marketing.
Yep. Yes, exactly. I'm not a content. That's just not me. So I'm in a situation of I want to build a personal brand and get clients and help people. Mm-hmm. And the other side of myself is just I can't see myself like recording videos or producing content every day. So and also like my Colby test. I guess I'm a high fact finder. I understood that you have some views that we should focus on stuff that we know best. But other people, some other people say, well, the most successful people are doing the things that they hate. So I'm kind of.
I disagree with that. Okay. I fundamentally disagree with that. Okay. And anybody who's really successful is not doing something. Now, first of all, let me clarify something. Yeah. Even if you have an aptitude for it, let me tell you, everybody doesn't like to, I don't care who you are, creating content is never a joy to start. Doesn't matter who you are and whatever it is, even if it's doing videos or doing workshops or doing webinars, whatever your thing is, okay? So let me be very clear on that, right? But however, they have an aptitude for it, right? That it's something that is positive and they get a feedback. So the question has to be for you, if you want to do, influencer marketing comes under content marketing, I think, right? But so there has to be a medium for you to influence people. Does that make sense? Right? There has to be something, right? Because you can't convey your story, your message, your help, your service to your client base unless it is something. But there are plenty of ways to do that. Like in terms of writing, there are blogs, right? There are Facebook posts. There are email newsletters, right? There are many ways to do that. Right, but you have to find something. So now enjoy doing may be too harsh a word, because I know plenty of writers who are really good at writing, but they would argue with you if you said, do you enjoy they love the output of their writing, not necessarily the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I guess the same thing. I just have to find the right medium. My experience.
What do you think that is? What do you think that medium is? Given.
Well, the only medium I see is going to my country, back to my country, and making like small masterminds or workshop and stuff and so on, and speaking face to face. But that's not an option in my case, because I've been a speaker before and I enjoy speaking. I don't have any problem talking to people, speaking to people.
Yeah. But okay, so we're talking about content marketing. Remember, there's a whole nother field of marketing available to us, which is paid marketing, right? Is paid, right? So why can't you then, if you don't want to do all the influencer stuff, then you can just, you can buy traffic.
Yes, I can buy. I know how to buy. I buy traffic.
I know. Yeah, that's not something that's unusual to you.
Yeah,
but why not? Why not
buy traffic buy traffic directly to the Sage and then upsell the course?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Why not?
Yes, definitely. That's definitely the easiest.
Yeah, like that to me, that's a business as old as time in one sense. We get confused. Look, I see these Instagram, like I'm a bit the same. Like I was able to make quite a bit of money quickly on Instagram because it was part of a bet. But the process of actually doing the Instagram posts and stuff, I just really hate it, right? I don't like because there's a sort of a regularity that you need for it, which I'm just not capable of, right? So if I'm going to do that, I have to figure out a team member to do that because I just can't do it. I just, and I don't want to, frankly, right? So, and that's fine, but never confuse the messages that we're seeing with the messages that we need to deliver. Okay. Because it'll drive you nuts. Right. So you'll see all these, these people on Instagram and YouTube, because you may enjoy looking at Instagram and looking at Facebook, but never confuse that with delivering your message on Facebook and Instagram. At the end of the day, you just need a path to market, and you will get an excellent path to market if you can get the right ad, right, which focusing on you've already got the big pain point, how to manage their work, and you can give them a Sage document, a magic trick which helps them out. Then get them on an email list, right, and use a Winterhaven methodology or something along the lines of and let's face it, Taki's favorite recruiting for coaching clients and for things, full stop, is the Winterhaven method right now, right? He's using that more than any other process, right? So and that is fully writing. Like, that's all about writing, that particular process. So you never have to be on camera. You never have to do any of that sort of stuff. And people don't care. At the end of the day, they want the results. If you're helping them out, they're going to love you.
Yes, I understand. So yeah. So just give you one last thing is like I'm doing now the Kanban course. Okay, so I'm recording it, but I don't see. I mean, like a Kanban course, I have to show my face. I have to show the board behind me. I have to show.
Whoa! Who said you have to show your face?
I mean, yeah, I guess I don't have to.
No, but you literally don't. You don't. You could create a call. Like, okay, let's say you have to. Yeah, because let's face it. At the end of the day, to show the Kanban board, at the very least, you have to show some photos of the board, right, and the pros. But you could easily explain Kanban using a step-by-step document. You could do a PowerPoint presentation showing each stage of the board and updating the board and all that, and then you could screen flow the PowerPoint presentation. There are many different types of video, not just standing in front of a board and explaining the Kanban board. In fact, I'd argue to you that the standing in front of the board thing is probably not the best way to go, because it's very hard to see all the detail of it.
Yes, that's what I'm working on. Actually, I'm doing the PowerPoint presentation, and already started like.
In fact, I'm pretty sure with my stuff, most of mine, if I recall correctly, is PowerPoint. It's not me in front of there may be one or two. I think I did like one or two, maybe live. Here's me doing an update. In fact, one I remember, I strapped a GoPro on my head. Right, so people could just see the board and me putting the writing on the post-it notes. That was fun, but my face wasn't in it, was it?
Not on this part of.
I may have done an intro or something like that. So no, you don't have to worry about that at all. At the end of the day, your face or not your face, frankly, who cares? It's all about the information, and Kanban is such a revolution to people who haven't experienced it before that they just love you.
Okay, I hope so.
All right, and so you can contribute and do it that way, and then you do a course, and off you go, and it'll be brilliant. But step one is so content, and here's the thing: content and influencer marketing is a 12 to 24 month process to get up and running. Right, and once it's up and running, it's very powerful. Right, it's great, and you can be a written influencer. Right, you definitely can. Okay, so that's fine. Doesn't it make sense straight away to use paid marketing to make sure, the market's here, everything's there, before you invest all that time and effort in content marketing? I get one of my clients, Welton Hong, who does digital. He actually has another digital agency, different one to the one I was speaking to before. He's hired a content marketing team because, and he's hired a journalist and a ad person, and they work together in a little 2-person team full time. and they're responsible for producing the content, right, for his particular niche, right? But it's worth it to him because he knows how much. If he knows that each lead that he gets from paid marketing is worth $3, right? If he generates, 1,000 leads from his content marketing, that's $3,000, which is well and truly more than what he's paying his content team in terms of wages. So it's a win-win.
I understand.
But he didn't do that before he was able to make sure he could get the ROI of the client, the paid clients. Because at the end of the day, content marketing, not in your control. Paid marketing, in your control.
I understand.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
No worries, Rocky. Good speaking to you. And look, it looks as though I'll be back in Thailand again later in the year. So we're looking at doing a joint. I'm going to test doing a joint workshop. So it'll be a recipe one. So maybe we can stick for that. So
definitely.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
All right, very good, everybody. Sorry about the fact that you can't see the whiteboard, but I'll make sure I'll put that on the Slack group for you, so you can see my incredible drawings here. Oh, can't wait! They are works of art. Let me tell you. Sarcasm hashtag. So with that, thanks very much, everybody. It was great to have all the different voices on this. We will do more of these. We absolutely will, because I think it's good to have people who find it hard for the different for the different time zones. So to make it a bit easier for everybody. So very good. Was great talking with you all, and looking forward to seeing you in the squad. Don't forget, the squad is your 24/7 home for help and getting other squad members. And what's great is that there are plenty of you. There's probably not a country that I can think of that doesn't have at least a couple of squad of the major countries in Europe that doesn't have at least 2 or 3 squad members. Get together, you can chat, help each other out, particularly if you're doing your own native language, because I can't help you with that. It's going to be fantastic. So more of this we will definitely do. So thank you very much, everybody. And now I'm off to find myself some dinner in Pattaya, and which is going to be a very easy thing because there's about 50 million places to eat. So with that, thank you very much. See you all later, and we'll see you next week. All right, bye for now. Back in Oz next week. See you later. Or better stop this recording too.